Alrighty, let's get this going. So, hardcore, bad news, I died in my last world. So I'm so sorry to the new viewers here. I died in my last world. So, not a great start. Essentially, I can actually show off what happened. I need to hop between worlds anyway. This is the new one. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to focus on getting back to where we were. Today is building, because that was what the focus was of the stream. That's what the title is. We are focusing on the build. So I gotta jump between worlds anyway, so while I'm doing that, I also did update. I'm running off less mods than I had before, but that's fine. So I'm gonna show off how it happened. Let me just game rule. Spectator, generate chunks true. So what happened was, I was working towards building a creeper farm, and what happened is I left this big ol' hole here because this was the original thing. I dug down here to check if there were creepers without having to go down the ladder. Unfortunately for me, I forgot to plug up the hole. Fall damage is a real killer, which sucks, but so that's what happened. But we're focusing on the build today. That's the main idea. So, in my basic little testing world here, I spent like an hour here, which is not a lot of time. Just kind of... I'm not going to spend that long here. We're going to focus on the building in the actual world. But this was where I was. So, I spent like an hour in here. And we're building a little town. We're building a town themed around... We're basically building a big old pride-based town, because it's June, it's the month for it. And we're going to keep on going until we actually finish the project. We're not going to stop once it hits July. So, we have this little town here, and the idea is that these little condensed streets with these little buildings here. I spend very little time in this world. But, today, we're focusing on actually... That's the wrong world. We're focusing on actually constructing at least part of it. We're not going to spend... because we do need the actual resources to build it. So, we're not going to focus on mining. We're not going to focus on anything like that to recover. We're just going to play the game. So... let me dump everything in here. And first things first, we need to get wheat and granite, because we need mud. Also, the game seems a little loud. Turn off subtitles. Okay. So, we need a little wheat. Let's just get that going. So right now, to get the streets going, because the streets design I decided to go with was granite with some mud. We need wheat to get mud, to get packed mud. So we're going to start growing wheat. We're also going to go down into a cave that I found a few minutes ago and get some granite. I also need to get food, now that I think about it. This was the cave. Okay. So, let's go. We are going to be building a town, a little small town that is themed around LGBT stuff, because it's the month for it. Something I want to build. It'll be great. The plan, especially, is I want in the center, and I was going to show this off in my other world, but I died in it, is in the center, I'm going to build like a big old flagpole. And at the very top of it, we're going to build a big old Progress Pride flag. But the problem is, I'm kind of low on resources, so I need to get some to build with. I might go see if I can run around, find a village, and just steal their stonecutter. You know, if I just had feather falling in that other world, I would have survived. I've got to learn, if I'm going to be running around, I need to get feather falling. Oh, we hit a small little underwater segment. That's fine. Yeah, the idea is that all of our storage is going to be kind of spread across the town in all these different buildings, kind of like they're different shops, and we're going to have our storage spread throughout the different shops. There's going to be villagers for some areas. For other areas, we're going to do armor stands. I just have to get that data pack, which I don't know if it's been updated yet. I'm running off of my bare minimums for mods right now. I just have sodium and like a few others. We're running off bare minimums here, because I figured I might as well update. I died, might as well. I also died like literally like an hour ago. Not even, like half an hour ago. So, fun. Hello. We're getting some resources to build. Oop. Oop. Right. If we could find a village, actually, we'd be able to get... Well, for now, we actually need to get some streets, streets laid out, because we're gonna kind of meld the buildings with the streets. So today's little episode here, stream, is gonna be focused on both beginning a build and also just surviving. So that'll be fun. So I'm gonna dump all of the resources I need in there. Okay. Another thing I might do is I might turn off fire tick. I'm noticing that there's fire over there. I might turn off fire tick because I'm more of a building focused person. And fire, like, but then again, it's one of those things where I'm not entirely sure what I want to do. In fact, the original concept with the build was that it was all going to be within spawn chunks. So all of the farms would have been loaded all at once, wherever I was. But the problem is they changed how spawn chunks work. Now I think it's just 2 chunks around spawn, which is fine. I can work with that. I know what I want to do with that. Because within my actual spawn chunks, and this world's actually a little bit better for it, because it's going to be more central to the town. I want to build a bank that's essentially going to be grinding up cacti, going to be smelting cacti, so that we have a constant source of experience. I don't have a zoom. Oh, playing Minecraft without some of my normal mods suck. And it's more because I don't want to build another Enderman farm. I want to do something interesting, at least for a while. Problem is, I've been having issues getting the spawn chunks to work. I'm not sure how exactly they're supposed to work. But, oh well. Right now, what we need to do is we need to find a village so I can steal their hay bales. So I can just get enough wheat to really make mud. We need a lot of mud. Yeah, I'm going to build the thing in spawn chunks and hope it just kind of works. So, it should work. Theoretically, it should work. And the whole idea is so that I don't have to smelt, that we just have a constant building source of experience. So that if we ever need a bunch of experience all at once, we can just go get it from the bank. But for now, I need wheat to get mud to start building the roads. The block pallet for the roads. I forgot to bring a bed. The block palette for the roads is granite, polished granite, and mud. Well, packed mud and mud bricks. Which I need wheat for. And I need to find a village. I'm not seeing. Which is semi-concerning. I miss my Zoom. Probably not gonna be my material room. It's gonna be more, like I said, all of my storage is gonna be spread out across a lot of the buildings. So I could imagine me putting all my materials, like building materials will be in one place, things I've mined will be in another, all that fun jazz. That's not a village. That is, I mean, it's neat, but kind of need a village right now. All right, let me hey sheeps, right? Oop, and okay, come on, there we go. I forgot to grab a bed earlier. Okay, there we go. Also, ugly F3. I don't have better F3. That also hasn't. I am missing so many of the mods I normally play with. Like, okay. In terms of scale of the build, I'm imagining that it's going to be kind of around. Like, it's going to be like a mid-sized build. Like, nothing. Like, not a mega build, but not in like a very small build. I'm not entirely sure. So where is a village? I need one village. That's all I need. One little village. Just give it to me. Don't have a bucket. I don't like. And the thing is, this is kind of actually an interesting thing where I have to focus on both hardcore survival and the build. Usually survival is the thing I focus on first and then I start building. And what's probably going to end up there's one. What's going to end up happening is after this stream, after I get it all timestamped and such, I'm probably just going to do all of the game progress off camera, including like the initial end raid. Ow. So there's a chance I'm just going to be back to full diamond with an elytra by the next stream. Which I think I'm going to do end raiding next time. Who knows? I don't quite know. Let me grab the coordinates to this. Wait, I have a hoe. Okay. Also, another, like, so, in Minecraft 1.21, I'm really glad, like, they changed how villager patrols work, how raids work in general, which I'm really glad about for two reasons. One, they finally nerfed the Totem of Undying. Like, seriously, that thing deserved a nerf, like, I'd say 3 years ago. And even then, that's being generous. I don't actually remember how long ago Village and Pillage was. I think it was actually 5 years ago. And second, because I don't... Sorry. I've got water here. I might have to go up and get more. But also because I don't have to use the flint and steel to burn braid captains anymore. Because I used to have to do that to get rid of them without giving myself bad omen. Yeah, I'm fine. That should be good. So, spawn should be towards 0, 0. Oop. Ow. Alright, let's go. But, yeah. Also need to make some water bottles. So we can make our mud. Oh, wait, I also need to see if they have a stone cutter I can steal, because I don't want to go make one. Almost forgot. So, let's see. I don't actually remember what the building that a stonecutter would be in looks like exactly. Ooh, No, it's not that they removed the Totem of Undying, it's just you can't do raid. Like, you can't just make a continuous AFKable raid farm. Because before this update, you couldn't, like, when you killed a pillager captain, you immediately got Bad Omen. Now they drop an ominous bottle, so you can choose when you want to do raids. But the thing is, you can no longer just continuously AFK start raids. Which means that you can no longer just get in a just giant amount of Totems of Undying from AFKing a raid farm. I don't see a stonecutter house, so we gotta head back and make one. Ooh, more hay. And a camp, but I don't got fish. Gonna make a little bit of bread for me. That'll do. And I'm glad for that change, because totems were just stupidly broken. It's like, it basically turned any hardcore world into just a survival let's play. Which is boring for me. Also, I'm noticing that the game has been muted this entire time. So, to my knowledge, raid farms, at least the way that they used to be made, can no longer be done. I'm sure the community, like the technical community, will find a workaround. Because I've been around this community long enough to know what they're gonna do. They're gonna find a workaround. In some way. Probably not gonna be fully AFK. But they'll do something. Because this is the same community that started farming the Warden day 1. The first day that they had access to it, they started farming the dang thing. So I'm imagining they'll find some workaround. I'm imagining what they're gonna do is they could make it so that it's like a 2-player kind of deal. It's like one player is attacking the things, the other player is somehow AFKing, drinking in the bottle. I'm not sure how that works, how that would work. I don't know. It's just, I'm glad raid farms just, to my knowledge, they don't exist anymore. I'm fine with that because they were so easy to exploit. I never built one. I never had intentions of building one. Because they are so exploity. Like, it's not even funny how much you can exploit them. And just, totems just kind of became a thing everybody had. It was kind of a shame. But, now it actually takes effort to get one of the strongest items in the game. Sorry, the strongest item in the game. Because being able to just not die is very good. I'm probably never gonna I'd probably never take advantage of... there's a village. Yep, I am heading back towards my spawn, right? I should focus on getting back to spawn. I have the wheat I need. Not gonna go raid another village yet. Just know that that one is closer. I think. I also missed my 64 chunk render distance. But raid farms were just so stupid. Like, even when I go eventually do an actual raid at some point, or I go raid a Woodland Mansion, I'm probably not going to end up using the totems. I don't really want to carry them around. I can imagine what's going to end up happening is I'm going to... Well, I took a screenshot of the coordinates. What's going to end up happening is I'm going to end up getting the totem and just shoving it in a chest somewhere. So I take advantage of my hotbar a lot, so I'm not going to be carrying it around at all times. Alright. So that's done. Next, we need to get a lot of mud really, really quickly. So we need to make a shovel. We need to dig up a lot of dirt. And the best way for me to... the best way I think I can dig up dirt is by marking out the paths we're going to be building for our town here. So we dump the wheat in this chest here. It's like every time... it's like every time I feel myself no longer sick, my sinuses clear up, they just decide, well, time to refill up. We're empty in here. Alright, need a bucket. And I'm gonna make a shovel. Alright. So what we gotta do is we gotta mark out some paths. I'm gonna do that in the daytime because I don't want to die. Yeah, man. Let me sleep. I want to go to sleep. There we go. Okay, so... I don't really have all the blocks I'd preferably want to mark out with, so I'm gonna go get some more cobble. And what I could actually do is I could just continue to dig down this this strip mine here to get the blocks I need to mark out the paths out there. Yeah, that's the other thing. In my test build, I didn't actually really think about the lighting because it's such a cramped build. Because I've 100% just said, yeah, some of the rows are only going to be 3 blocks wide. So lighting's something I need to think about. Not entirely sure how I'm going to do it. But what I could imagine I might do for some areas is I might make some lanterns that are hanging off fences, like ropes. I might do that in some spots. I'm not entirely sure how everything's going to work out. Let me just kind of secure this general area real quick. Okay. Oh, that is a lot. That's a lot. You know, that's not... that giant mess of mobs down there isn't a fully bad news, actually. Because what that is telling me is that is one of the only, like, actual, like, major areas mobs can spawn. It's pretty much telling me that most of this place is kind of secure. Which is good news for me for when I want to build a mob farm. I just got to clear that area out. So... it's a big cave, but it should be one of the few areas I need to clean out. I think. Keyword think. I'm not entirely sure. Okay. Pop down. Ow. Boop, boop. Okay. As long as we don't accidentally dig into it, we'll be fine. With how big that cave is, I could imagine us doing that. Alright. Do la da dee la da da. We're digging down. Actually, I should have the deep slate in my hotbar so I know just how much I have. Yeah, so another thing is that since some of the shops won't be focused on storage, like, for my items, they're also going to be, like, fronts to farms. It's like some redstone farms. Since most of the build's not going to end up being in my spawn chunks, I can actually take full advantage of the crafter for a fireworks farm. So what's going to end up... There goes that. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to build a creeper farm next to a sugarcane farm. And they're going to kind of like funnel into a single building. I just need to think of the theme for that building. Probably going to be like an actual like fireworks store. Not entirely sure. Okay. I also need to keep an ear out for mobs as they go down. I'm not hearing anything, so we should be fine. Everything's good. That's pretty neat. This is really neat. Very, very neat. Right. Continue. Alright. Okay, just 6 more levels to go. I got a shovel here. There. Alright. And up we go. Yeah, it's fine. Like a 5 diamond vein. Not that big. Alright. We should have enough deep slate to at least get an area thought up of. Probably be like the town square, I guess. I think that'll be my focus. At least getting that started. I'm thinking that's going to contain the library. And... yeah, the library. I think that's going to be a good spot to focus on. Okay, it's so weird not having a zoom. I'm just... okay, there we go. So... here it is. Okay. Okay, so I'm thinking about where this should be. And I'm thinking I need an axe. We gotta cut down a lot of trees. The good thing about this world is, like, my last one we spawned in a savannah, which means we had to deal with the fact that we had very little wood throughout most of the playthrough. Here we have a lot of trees, which means a lot of wood at all times. We just need to cut down most of it. Dang shame I didn't use any of this wood in the design. Okay. Gotta mine it up. Not messing with that tree. Don't really feel like cutting that one down. Okay. Let's see. Parts, as in like parts of the build or like hardcore, because I'm probably gonna go on until I'm probably gonna keep playing this game for the build. Okay. For the build, I don't know. It just kind of depends on how far I decide to go with it. Because it's one of those things where there really isn't a proper endpoint, and I think that's one of the things I kind of struggle with when it comes to my builds, is knowing how exactly to end it. How to, like, transition it back out to, like, natural Minecraft stuff. I think that's a thing I struggle with, and that's why a lot of the build's probably going to be... The town itself is probably going to get, like, really enclosed. There's not really going to be a lot of spots to really leave. I don't know how to do that. Okay, so... I'm thinking what we do... Kind of like the opening area here. I want 5 block wide roads, kind of to start us out with. Right. I forget shovels can do that. Right. And we, ish. Kind of, a little curvy to go out. Just for the sake of, we're gonna extend this road out. This is kind of like the big main road-ish thingy, and I'm just kind of throwing this together without much of a plan, if I'm being perfectly honest. Oh, dang, it didn't fall off the bed. So... Let's see. So, from here... We need to... dig the road out a little bit. Cover this up. Let me just make sure that's lit up. Just to be safe. Alright. So... What we want to do... I want to do something like this. I'm also gonna cover this up properly. Alright. So this road should head out from the main one. I'm forming the... Head out like this. Then, what I'm probably gonna do... I'm gonna extend this main road out just a little further. Actually, what I'm gonna do... I think... I want this to actually be like a T-junction here. So we'll do that. Have the road split off here. Well, I'm not using deep slate for like the actual road itself. I'm using it more as a marker for now. So I have a general idea of where the road's going. Because the actual road's going to be made of granite and packed mud. I'm more just using the deep slate to mark it, just so I know where it's going. Okay. I think the road probably start kind of curving in, forming like a little circle central spot. We're gonna build the big old flagpole. Alright. So, ran out. It's gonna be, I guess, kind of mazy. Because the idea is that it's kind of like a compact little town, I guess. So yeah, it'll be a little mazy. It's not really gonna be really separated by much, but I don't really intend to build it in a way where you'd get lost a lot. Because as somebody who does like game design on the side, somebody who actually does know how to knows a thing or two about level design, it'd be against what I know to make something really mazy and confusing. Right, I'm gonna get a little bit more deep slate for marking out like this town square area. Means we gotta go down the ladder. We're also gonna need a lot of stone, so I'm probably just gonna slot in a section. And again, there's no real good area to start strip mining for iron. Probably like the stone level, because it's all cave. But I need stone for the stone bricks. Also, I'm hearing zombies. Must mean there's a cave somewhere nearby. Alright. So it's strip mining time. Let's go. Okay, so we'll start from here. We need to go out 4 blocks. Get more deep slate. I might as well just strip mine to get like these markers. It's gonna be just the town, because this is more my starting area, my starting build, and it's the build that's kind of in the center of the whole thing. Like, there is a good chance that it'll get expanded upon later on with more areas, like more build later on down the line, maybe next June, who knows if I survive that long. But we're going to be focused on just building the little town, because I want to get started on my more big projects. But getting a basic town, like getting the basics down that covers a lot of our farming needs, is more crucial. And the other thing is, like, because this first take on this build, this first take on this section, this little area, we also have to deal with the off-limit blocks. The blocks I can't use because I just don't have them. I don't have the resources to get, because I can't use prismarine. I'd love to use prismarine. It's a beautiful block, but I can't get it because it takes a lot to go get it. Also, again, I should put the deep slate in my hotbar so I know how much I have. So thinking once I get like 2 stacks, we'll go back up, mark out more road. 4. So, yeah, let me think here. Okay. But yeah, for now we're going to focus on like the town square area. Which is going to contain some of our more important farms, I guess. Our more important things. It's like, because I want that area to contain the, okay. the area that I want to contain our creeper farm, our sugarcane farm, and our iron farm, along with the few villagers I intend to abuse. Because I don't really want to abuse that many villagers, but for the sake of just getting food, like, I'm probably going to have, like, one farmer villager giving us golden carrots, and 2 librarians giving us mending, and unbreaking. I'm not entirely sure. The flag's is probably going to be... It's going to be very similar to what you'd see in, like, a flagpole with a flag on it. Like, if you were to go to, say, a school and they have, like, the American flag flying outside, it'd be very similar to that. Okay, let's see. There goes that pickaxe. 1 diamond. Come on. No. All right. Well, we got our 2 stacks. We head back. We're gonna head back now. Like I said, that big old cave we saw with all of those mobs in it. As much as that looks terrifying, that probably does mean that that's one of the few areas mobs can spawn. And I'm assuming that they're kind of just barely they're reaching the mob cap in there. Means once we go in there, because what we're going to have to do before we actually construct our farms that involve mob spawning is we need to make sure that no mobs can spawn unless it's night, and then we deal with mobs that can spawn at nights, which means we need to go into as many caves as we can, find all of the caves, and make sure our monster count reaches 0. Which I would be able to see extremely easily, but I don't have better F3 right now, and I can barely read this. I can barely read this F3 screen. It is just so cluttered. Alright. Up over here to the road. Okay. So, what I want this to do is I want this to kind of form a little ring. Have like one central spot, like a little small grassy area, maybe a few custom trees with the flagpole kind of shooting out. So, the road also needs to expand. Keep going past here. Okay. Like that. Now, we can kind of start forming... I mean, I hope it does. I'm not the best at building in this video game. I'm just kind of hoping that I can make it work. I'm gonna need some practice actually making custom trees. The only way I'm gonna get better at it is if I try it. I keep trying it. And when it comes to the actual trees I want to use cherry blossoms. Because I love cherry blossom trees. I love the little petals that fall down. They're great. So let's see. I need an axe. Might as well make an iron axe. I've got a decent amount of iron to work with. Also spruce. I see that. I think I use spruce in the build. I'll have to check. Alright. Go over here. Okay. I don't need to cut that tree down yet. Alright. Do-do-do. But, let's see. I'm thinking about how... The way... Just depends on, like, how big that central area is going to be. Is going to just be dependent on how we build this road. So... I mean, I'm probably going to actually make a map. I'm going to use banners to mark off all the different shops. And, like, it's going to be... Because what I'm imagining is... Up front here, there's going to be, like, a sign with the map. And it's gonna just have like a bunch of different banners in the ground because you can use banners to make markers on maps. And it's gonna kind of show up, it's gonna kind of like label all the different shops, like all the different buildings. So that's the plan for that. Oh, I need to cut down this tree. So that all the leaves decay. We need the leaves to all decay. Alright. Another thing about this particular build is because of the scale of it being on... The whole point of this build is that we're on the ground, we're walking around it. The detail we need is a lot more than if we were to build, say, a mega build where we have elytras and we're able to fly around the whole thing. Because depending on how exactly we are supposed to interact with the build, details need to be different. So for... How did I do the turns? I think I did them like this. Like just a general curve. Like that. Looks about right. 2. Turns out there was a cat in here. Which means I'm probably gonna have to get up and close that door real quick. I'll open the door. He's gonna start scratching at it in a minute because he's gonna want out. I'll be right back. Yes, kitty. Yes, I'm coming. On out. Alright, I'm back. Cat has left. Okay, so for this one, we need to kind of curve it outwards. Oh yeah, I gotta let the cat out. Yeah, cats are just the kind of... The cats are the true, like, owners of the place. Like, you must do as your cat tells you to, otherwise you will suffer the consequences. Alright. Oh. The kind is a little too sudden. Need to ease that in just a little bit more. Because on this end, you can kind of... There, that looks better. That looks better. So that gives us a pretty decent area for our center. Very nice. And from here, we can use some of the wood we've cut down to make some markers for where the actual builds are going to go. So, let's see. Let me get this tree cut down. I hate big trees. Like, they are a pain to cut down. Okay. Alright. I'll real quick kind of extend this out just a little bit more. I'm gonna get it to the next curve because it's gonna this pathway is gonna also split off eventually to another, because the way I've been building these paths is I've been building them like a tree. You start with like the root, and then all the branches go out, and it just kind of expanded out every single time I build it. But we're almost out of deep space, so I gotta stop anyway. So, like I said, let's use some of the wood we've got to mark out some buildings here. So, this first one's gonna be a small little flower shop. Like this. I want to make it too big. So, doot, 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 doot. Alright. Now we're going to use birch to mark. I don't actually have that much birch now that I see it, so mark out where the library is going to be. So we want this to be a pretty big building. Like, this is important. This is an important building. That could be good. And this needs to go out just a little bit this way. A little bit more. Because everything kind of... That also means that this, like, whatever building goes here needs to be fairly small, but whatever it's going to be, it probably will be. So... Alright. So, from there... That'll be the library. I think right next to the library would be a good place to put a fireworks shop. That sounds like a bright idea. We're gonna do the book burning ourselves. Yeah, just because this is another, like, important... Thought that bee was a creeper. I felt my soul leave my body there for a second. So, actually, let me go make some signs. Give me. Come on. Let me go make some signs to actually label all the buildings. We'll make 6. Boop, 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 boop. Because right now, we're kind of in, like, the block out phase, like the white box phase. If you're interested in, like, level design, we're doing, like, the very basic. We're laying out the general idea of how big something needs to be. Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. I got hooked on playing this game again after a while. I don't know what building I want to make that. I know this is the library. I need to actually check something. Let me just Google something real quick. I need to check the spelling of library. That's the library. This is going to be some kind of fireworks. Something to do with fireworks. Probably like arson advent, like Avengers or something. Arson Avengers or something. Something interesting. Something kind of funny. Fireworks. Well, yeah, like in reality, it's the output to a fireworks farm. But I want kind of like a funny front to it. Like it can't just be a fireworks farm. There needs to be like something interesting to it. Because whatever this building is gonna be, I'm thinking some kind of flower shop, maybe, to store flowers, dyes, and everything in between. There needs to be like a shtick. There needs to be something interesting. And what I might actually even do, they could actually make this like some kind of restaurant or something, maybe a bar. And we could have it like a little outdoor eating area with like maybe direct access to the library. Not sure. We'll find something for it. But other than that, let me think here. Like, and again, like it's not just gonna be like fireworks storage. It's gonna be like some kind of shop to it as well. Like, because we're not just building a town for the sake of building a town. We want to make it like it's a place that's lived in. We want to make it a place that people kind of live in. In fact, in the later stages of the build, I intend to bring in some armor stands with a data pack. And we'll be able to have armor stands kind of all over the place. There will be like little benches that they'll be sitting on in some spots and such. Especially around this area, we're going to put some benches around. But we need to make it something that feels like it kind of exists. Like, thing is, for like an iron shop, the answer's obvious. It's a blacksmith of some kind. But the thing I'm thinking of is like, I'm not doing a lot to fit in with the theming here. Like, yeah, it's a blacksmith. That part's obvious. How do we really tie it to the theme? Like, there needs to be a backstory. There needs to be thought behind, like, why is the blacksmith here? Like, why did he work here? There's a lot to think about when it comes to, like, this build. But for the time being, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go make some mud, and we're going to start laying out, like, the actual road texture in, like, the town square area. So let's go ahead and do that. Let me dump some of the stuff I don't need. I need the sand. I'm gonna put the sand in there. There's no fuel in there. Fizzle and pop warehouse. Like, yeah. I don't know. I'll think of something. Right now, the library is on my mind. That's what I'm gonna be working on. Hopefully. I need the resources to build it. Which means I actually need to go cut down some of the spruce wood over there. So I'm gonna need more sand. We might honestly just take a little break and go deal with the sand problem. Go deal with like getting glass, go deal with like just progress the game because we need to. Ooh, and some of our wheat's done. So let's go ahead and do that. Let me go ahead. And a squid died on our shore. That's normal. Squids are idiots in this game. Like, a lot of the water mobs in Minecraft are just kind of dumb. So, yeah. Alright, let's get to work. So let me get rid of everything in my inventory. Get out some dirt. Alright, how do I go about this? So we're gonna put dirt here. I don't know. The thing is that, like, the library doesn't really need, like, a funny or unique name because it's a library. We all know what a library does. There's no real point to having it, like, have a bigger business name, I guess. We don't really need it. Okay. Also, I don't have the resource to build an automatic mud machine. So we're gonna be making like, oh, about 3 or so stacks of mud. Squid's dying on my shore again. Squids just do that. Okay, we're gonna be making about like 3 or so stacks of mud. Fun. And we're gonna just turn it to packed mud. I'm gonna be building some roads. Also get our deep slate back so we can expand the roads a bit. Kind of get a better idea of the full layout. Because that's the other thing, like, we do, like, right now we're at the point where we're determining scale. And if we really wanted to, we could just, yeah, it's gonna take a while. Like, if we absolutely wanted to, when it comes to, like, determining the scale, we could make this just a giant project, but the point of this build is also that it serves as my storage. Like, my main storage for the world. So we don't want to make it, like, a huge place. Like, we want to build what we're gonna need. Probably. With, like, maybe a little extra flavor builds here and there. Yeah, this is gonna take forever. Hold on, wait. Nope. And if I knew how to build, and if I had the resources to build like an automatic mud machine, this would go by so much faster. I'm gonna make a stack, kind of build out a little bit of the road, see how we like it. Right. I missed Depth Strider 3 already. Okay. Here's what I could do to kind of speed this up a bit. I broke my shovel, so I gotta go make a new one. But what I could do is we could, like, lay out, like, 8 dirt. And then we just break, like, 7 dirt. Break them with a shovel after we turn them into mud. The sun's gonna go down soon, so we need to keep that in mind. Let's see. So we should do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Turn it all to mud. Then dig up the mud. And repeat. 8, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Turn to mud. And mine. Okay. Just kind of do this. We can make it like a little platform. Oop. Okay. There. Should be... We're missing one. There it is. It's a stack of mud. From that, we can make packed mud. You get a stone cutter out. My bed's all the way over here. So, yeah, it's over here. We fell out of the bed. We fell out of the bed. The game put us back in the bed. Also, I'm only noticing this now. Actually, wait. Yeah, I'm realizing now why I only have one advancement from the chat. Because I was playing this earlier, so of course I already have some achievements. Right. So let me place that. I need bread. How much horse houses? Okay. It kind of just depends. We're kind of building all of the buildings around the roads as we build them. So I'm not entirely sure. Like a stack of packed mud. How do I make a stone cutter again? Not gonna tell me. Right, I'm thinking that I do need 3 stone. I think it's just 3 stone. Again, it's so weird not having zoom. I can't zoom in on the building over there. Yeah, it's stone. I need stone. 3 stone, 1 iron. Yep. Okay. Okay. Let's do this. Pick up some of our granite. And we go. So, let's see. Okay. That's good to know. I, make some polished granite. Make 3, 4. Make half a stack of mud bricks. Let's get a pickaxe. Kind of remove this placeholder. It's like the first section of it. The first little area. We're doing road construction. Right? Do. Okay. Mine and deep slate. Alright. I want to do some granite. I love like the mud brick sound effect. It's nice. Okay. Looks fine. I don't know. I'll have to see it when we actually get a lot more of the houses put in place. More of the buildings. Because once more of the buildings are put in place, I'll be able to like accurately see how much the granite and mud goes with all of the other buildings. Now the thing about it, I probably shouldn't have used deep slate. Right. There's a hole there. I wouldn't really say it's that interesting. It's more something I want to give a shot. Because pretty much in every previous like world I've ever played, most of my builds end up being a small little town anyway. Except they're usually not this condensed. There's usually a lot of space between the builds. Another thing I might do is I might just send this out. It's more... Because all of my builds in a lot of my hardcore worlds tend to be these kind of like these little small towns, because that's the easiest thing to start. It's the easiest thing to start with. The only way you get better at building is continuously trying, but just like kind of changing up what you do from time to time. You can't just keep building the same build over and over again. Like You gotta push yourself a little bit out of your comfort zone. And this is that little push. It's very similar to what I've done in the past, but just that little bit different, where it adds like a little extra flavor to it. Let's see. This here. Okay. There's some polish there. The other thing is I'm not using my my mud as much as I could. I'm using a lot of the granite, and that might change down the line. Because I want to use the least amount of mud as possible, because making mud right now takes a long time. So, let me mine out this. The next step is the library, which means we need to get a lot of stone. Which is going to take a lot to do, because I don't have silk touch yet. Need stone to make stone bricks, which was like what the entire bottom half of the build was made of. And chances are we're probably just going to build like the bottom half. And just kind of call it there. Because, ooh, don't really want to build big old roofs high up above, like high off the ground without an elytra. Okay. Okay. There's a lot of granite here. Probably could break this up a bit. Okay. Packed mud. And, bricks here, packed here, polished there. Kind of goes down the line. Probably could do just like probably this much more. Like right up to the library, I'm fine with this. Is going to take a while to make. And I'm probably just gonna wait till I have like like something that resembles a mud making machine. Mine in the deep slate. Do. Mine in the deep slate. I do. Alright, so we do some granite here. Polished here. More up here. Mud bricks like that. Packed here. No, probably not. This is like a single player hardcore thing. What I'm probably gonna do when it's done is I'll probably do stuff with replay mod, shaders, maybe the if you watch Hermitcraft, some of the hermits have like extended animations resource pack that some of them have been using. It's like a lot of the like mobs have animations that kind of resemble the trailers. If you've ever seen that. So I might just chuck that pack on. It like when the build's done, toss on some shaders and just kind of have a walkthrough, have replay mod, have some moments across it. It kind of just depends on what I'm feeling. All right, I need stone. Let's go get some. Also, I'm not really protecting my area here. I'm kind of just leaving it out, letting whatever happen to it. Not the best practice, but at this point, it's fine. I'm not protecting my spawn chunks. I really should, but the build should cover it. Alright. Oh, I need stone, much of it. Oh, I hear an Enderman. Neat. I also kind of like, because whenever I'm just mindlessly doing something in Minecraft, I just usually have like a video playing to the side. And what if lightning hits the build? Well, the thing is, I don't imagine me building a lot of it out of flammable materials. And even then, I am debating within my mind to turn off fire tick, because like, because the thing is, like, I do focus a lot on the building. That is my main focus, so I might just turn off fire tick eventually. For now, while we're in the early stages of the game, I'm gonna leave it on. And if I end up like properly utilizing it to get out of a situation, like, it's one of those things where I'm not sure if I want to keep fire tick or not, because I focus on the building aspect to it. And the fire can kind of burn down a lot of builds. Also does limit me, because fireplaces are harder to do without, fire. I don't imagine myself building a fireplace anytime soon, but it's like something I need to keep in mind. And I'm not too concerned about if lightning hits it, because I'm not imagining it'd be that big of a deal. Because, like, yeah, there's gonna be some parts built of wood. I can imagine a lot of roofs might be built of wood, but it wouldn't be that hard to fix. And as much as, like, this is our main area, we're probably not gonna spend that long here after the build's done. Like, we'll probably come by, pop in for resources, and head out. That's probably what's gonna end up happening. Another thing I should do is I should try to pick up some coal while I'm down here. There should be like a little pocket somewhere. That's Skelly. Okay, we do need to spend some time down in these caves, spawn-proofing at some point to build like mob farms, or specifically a creeper farm. That's the main one we need to build. Because the idea is that I'll build an auto crafter, we'll combine it with the sugarcane farm, and we'll just have infinite fireworks. Yep. Line up stone. There is a cave, like, right next to me, with just a chilled out Enderman. I haven't actually made weapons yet. I've noticed. So I'm very much defenseless. My main strategy for surviving right now is run away. Which isn't a bad plan. Okay, I don't have a lot of coal right now. Probably should have lit up this area up here. Oh, hey, that's a zombie villager. Hold on. Okay. Hold on, buddy. Hold on. You want to do me a favor, Mr. Zombie Villager? Want to pick this up? No. Pick up the hoe. Pick up the hoe. Ow. No zombie villager. We'll just carry some from the nearby village anyway. That was the plan anyway. Like, zombie villager would have made the job easier. Okay. Let's get a little bit of light. Alright, need some of this. Some of this need to make a hopper. Ow. Bug off. Probably make a shield while I'm at it. There we go. Need to dump all of our cobblestone in there. We need... Probably gonna just dump a stack of... Probably just gonna dump a stack of wood in there once the coal runs out. I'm probably not gonna build a castle. Not really something on my to-do list. Because after this build, I have my next build kind of in my mind. I know what I want to do with it. And, spoiler warning, it's got nothing to do with a castle. It's got a lot to do with nuclear bombs. Essentially, the build after this is going to be like a wasteland kind of build, because I just finished watching somebody... Oh shit, I hear you. You're not the one, but I know what you're kind of famous for. Hold on. Oh yeah. I just finished like watching a Fallout playthrough. So the build after this is going to be a nuclear wasteland. Quite the tonal shift. Like we got the happy great town over there. And then I'm gonna nuke something. Actually, I should sleep. I could have done that. I didn't have to, you know, fight mobs. I could have just slept. Also, I'm on fire. I'm on fire. Happy town to destruction. Well, I'm not going to nuke the town. I'm going to nuke something else. That town's going to be preserved. I'm going to nuke something else. That's what the other build is. We're going to go from that the happy town that we're about to build. We're going to spend like the next probably like a month or two building to nuclear Fallout, because I just finished watching somebody play through Fallout. And I also want to get around to playing the game myself. No, not a city. No, because after this build, I want to build something. Well, actually, now that I think about the build I have in mind is going to have a city in it. It's just going to be one that has to deal with the apocalypse. There will be a city. It's just probably not the one you want. Because again, like, it's because I have a really cool idea I want to do. But we're going to finish this town first. We need a general storage area anyway. We need a general storage area, so this build needs to be finished anyway. And this build also will contain a lot of our basic farms. So, but after this is done, I've got plans for someplace. And they ain't pretty plans. Well, actually, the build will be pretty, because, you know, it'll be like intentional chaos. There's going to be a lot of like complexities to the build. It's going to be good. It's going to be great. You're going to love it. I mean, I guess part of my idea for this area was to kind of build like an area, like an offshoot area that's kind of like a little farm, like an actual proper, you know, farm that would have some like animal-based stuff, wheat stuff, all that fun jazz. But yeah, no. After this build's complete, yeah, there's just gonna be a nice, relaxing area that's just that's not gonna know what hit it. Because I felt chaotic one day. And I had this idea kind of like swimming around in my mind, and I want to do it so bad. Because it is kind of like a... Probably not. Because the thing is, like, I don't need massive amount of wheat at all times. Like, I don't mind coming out here and just tending to a giant open field. I've done it for many, many worlds at this point. I don't mind doing it. And we're probably gonna have like a cow pen nearby. So the chances are, if we do build like a farm area, there probably will be like a giant wheat field. Where did I put the stone cutters? Over here. All right. Because, like, I have this idea that involves a nuclear fallout kind of thing. And I have a lot of ideas for, like, the story behind it. I have a lot of ideas, like... Because that's the thing, like, part of Minecraft builds is coming up with the story. Yeah, the library in particular, I'll bring some villagers in. For... Specifically, I want 2 books consistently. I don't mind using an enchantment table and just getting all the other enchantments outside of villagers. I want Unbreaking 3 and Mending simply because you essentially just need those enchantments in this game. Especially for an Elytra. Because once you get to very late game territory, those 2 achievements are basically required. No, like, you have to have those 2 achievements, those 2 enchantments. Here's one thing I could do while I wait for a lot of the stone to smelt. Is I could pull out the resources to build roads again. And we just build some more, we could build a little more road. We could do some mud gathering, like we do some packing of mud. We've got options. We've got options for what we can do. Like right here, I want to extend the road. I want to bring the road in just a little bit. Yeah, no. There's probably going to be, like I said, a Mending villager and an Unbreaking 3 villager. There will be villagers to pretty much run a iron farm. There's going to be a farmer villager giving us golden carrots. It's like, as much as I don't really want to abuse villagers that much, I'm going to, because I need some trades. Alright. He's like, getting Mending consistently is just hard to do, considering that it's an enchantment that you definitely need on basically every single, like, everything you own, you need Mending on it, essentially. So if you don't have it, it sucks. If you don't have, like, a consistent way of getting it, it kind of sucks. One way you can get it is through fishing. But I don't want to fish that long. I don't think I have the mental fortitude to fish for that long. Because I know what fishing for Mending can bring people to. And it ain't pretty. Alright. For now, we're gonna go get some more mud. Need more mud. So, I'm gonna do, actually, I'm just gonna place all the mud just like this. I'm just gonna place all of the dirt like this. In this row, like so. We get just a little too close to the other side of this river. Like that. Hop down here. And place more. Well, the way I'm gonna get mending is I'm just gonna make villagers make it for me. That's really the only consistent way of getting it en masse. When it comes to like actually getting mending to the scale I need, villagers are really the only option. Because you have to remember, you need mending for pretty much every piece of your armor, every single tool. You need it for your elytra, like you need it for 4 pieces of armor. You need it for elytra. You need it for your sword, pickaxe, axe, and shovel. Second pickaxe if you want an individual pickaxe for fortune and silk touch. That's like, you need 10 of them. Getting them consistently kind of sucks. And if you're on a server, oh boy, if you're on a server, good luck. Because you'd have to go far and wide to find a structure that has it. Or you could spend your time fishing. But even then, that still sucks. That's hard to do. Because you need to... Oh, that somebody else isn't fishing that ends up stealing your mending. And you have to wait for the randomness to kind of cycle back to you to get mending again. It is an awful experience that I do not intend to really engage with. If I want mending, I'm just gonna buy it. That is the only option. That is the really only viable option for mending, which sucks because it's objectively the most required enchantment in the game. Unless you have so many diamonds, it's not even funny. Unless you have so many diamonds and massive amount of experience just to make new armor. Okay. 2. So... now we just gotta pick up our mud. Okay. Down in the mud. Need more mud. Okay. Right. Almost got it. Almost to the end of the mud trail. Now we need to go get it. Enough hitboxes. You gotta get all the mud. The Fallout build is probably gonna be like the first proper mega build. Because what I'm imagining for that build is really ridiculous. Like, I'm imagining draining like half an ocean for it. Like, that's about the scale. The scale is like maybe, say, about an ocean's worth. Like, that's about the scale I'm thinking. And, like, not all of it's gonna be, like, super detailed. Because some of it does need to be, like, wasteland. But it's not a small project. The problem with it is that I need the resources to build it. And getting those resources en masse is gonna suck. So I'm imagining that this build will take maybe 2-3 months at work, like a month, 3 months, maybe. Really just depends on how quickly we go with it. don't have torches on me. In fact, I think I'm out of coal. Okay. But that's a build we don't really have to worry about for quite some time. Because by the time we get to that build, we probably should be at the point in progression where we're essentially a god that just has access to as many resources as we will ever need. Yeah, I'm out of coal. Well, looks like we are making charcoal. Yeah, screw it. Oh, hey, I got level 10. Neat. Let me make some sticks. Coal. Alright. You don't want to make an accidental mob farm compared to the actual proper on-purpose mob farm later on. Let me do this. This. Okay. What? Yeah. The idea is we want, like, I want to go on for as long as possible in this world. So as long as I survive and don't do something stupid, and even if I do, I'm just going to start another world. We'll do another simple starter build. And then we'll go to the fun one. We'll go to the fun big one. The idea is I want to build it in this world. Yeah. As long as we survive this world, that is. Which involves me not being an idiot, not being a moron. Okay. That's good. Let me get my road materials. The other thing is I'm actually running out of granite too. Ooh, that's not quite what I want to see. I didn't pick up enough wheat either. Oh, I'm running around like crazy. Let's not do that. Let's actually make the mud first before we make the bread. Well, yeah, I'm gonna make armor at some point. Like I said, what I'm gonna do to start this world, because I was gonna build my old world, but I died in a kind of funny way. So for now, I'm gonna do all of like the progression off screen. I'm probably gonna record it. I might make a proper Minecraft video. I haven't done that in ages. But I might do it. I might go back to like making survival hardcore videos. Oh yeah, feather falling, definitely. After what happened in the last world, that is definitely happening. Who knows, maybe I'll rush the dragon with like iron armor and just get all of my diamond armor from end cities. I did something similar in an old SMP with like some friends. Because they already like progressed through the game, they already beat the dragon, they did all of like the actual progression stuff. I popped in late, grabbed a diamond sword, rushed an end city, got an Elijah. I think it was one of the first people with one. It was funny. But yeah, no. I'm not crazy enough to do something that stupid and hardcore. I will take it slow. I'll build myself back up to where I was before. There's cows around here, so I'll be able to make a cow farm with real ease. But for the time being, I'm feeling that I can do that with a shovel. For the time being, I'm focusing on the building aspect, because I was going to do that. The stream is very much about building. That was what the title was. But because I was a moron and died, we had to kind of start over. And we're rushing to do building, and I'm actually kind of amazed we're doing this much this early. We almost have this full ring kind of complete. We're gonna run out of mud. We're gonna run out of granite in a minute. Yeah, that's the thing. I just forgot I made that hole in the first place. It's one of those things where I can be super cautious, but and I am genuinely decent at this game. It's just, you forget, you make one small mistake, and it all comes crashing down. Like, that's just kind of how things go. You tend to make, like, a single small mistake that you just forget about, and it comes back to bite you later on. Like for example, I could talk about, like, the Silk Road, the old, like, the old illegal marketplace on the dark web, and how the guy just saying yeah all the time got him arrested. It was kind of funny. A funny story. But I feel like I've already put in my check for, like, some, like, semi-cursed talking point, because I've already talked about nuclear fallout today, with that being my next build. I don't really think I need to talk about, like, the Silk Road today. That's not today, like, I feel like that's pushing it a bit. But I'm going to talk about it anyway, because I found the story funny. So, essentially, the guy who ran the Silk Road, the marketplace, essentially, he had a habit of never saying yes. He always said yeah. Which included a username he had at one point, where his username was like, oh yeah, Ross, or something. And what that did is it essentially told... Okay, I ran out of wood in there. Essentially told the people chasing after him that this guy, like, we can confirm this man is our guy simply because he always says yeah. Like, it's one of the main things that got him caught at the end of his story. But it's interesting. Kind of a funny read, if you ask me. Kind of a funny story. But, like, very similar. Like, I constantly make the smallest mistakes that I just don't think about, especially in the late game. Because once you're in the late game, you can kind of get that small sense of you feel invincible. You need, like, if you ever get that in hardcore, I don't think there's a book. Like, I got this information from, like, YouTube documentaries that I watch while I play Minecraft Hardcore, or I'm coding or something. And, like, I don't know if there's a book on it. I'm not sure. There probably is. Like, there probably is this book on it, because he did run a very major, criminal enterprise. And yes, I am playing on 1.20. I missed some of my mods. I am technically playing modded. I do have like sodium. I have, like, the bare minimum required to play the video game. But I do miss some things. But there probably is a book on it. Like, it's a very, like, he ran the Silk Road, which was like the first major, like, black marketplace. So I couldn't imagine there not being one about him. I don't know what it would be called, though. Alright. Thinking what we can do. We can kind of push this back a bit. Kind of round this out a bit. I don't have dirt on me. Kind of... This doesn't really need to curve this much. We can kind of smooth this out a bit. With one packed mud here, one granite here. And this tree. We should probably deal with this tree. Have yet to deal with the big old tree. So let me get a bucket. Miss the zoomies. Um, there we go. Yeah, yeah. It took me a second for my brain to click what you meant to say. But yeah, I miss my zoom. I think that's the thing I miss the most. I miss my Optifine. Well, I actually didn't have Optifine. It was a camera utilities mod. Honestly, it could have been updated. I didn't check it. I got things like sodium, sodium options. Like, I think I'm still missing some of these. No, no, not that's right. I have my options. Like, I have my settings stuff. But for example, I don't have an NVIDIA, which is what I use to get stupidly high 64 chunk render distance. Because with NVIDIA, you can like your computer can handle it as long as you have the graphics card for it. But now I can't even have 32. It sucks. I miss my my 64 chunk render distance. Dish. Did I leave a log in there? I don't think I did. Decaying. Yes, decaying. Okay. Let me make more stone bricks. Continue building the wall here. Another thing is I don't have all the data packs I had with 1.20. So I am missing like my more mob heads thing. I'm missing the Wandering Trader mini blocks. Which essentially means like we wouldn't be able to trade with him anyway, but if we saw a Wandering Trader, he's even more useless. I mean, the only thing Wandering Traders are good for outside of, like, those data packs that get me, like, mini blocks, is the leads that he drops. Again, out of things here. Do this. Do this. Alright. We're making great progress. So, more stone bricks. Okay. Let's see here. Alright, I guess we could take a break from focusing on building and such. We could probably build a cow pen. That's probably a good idea. Let's get the resources for that. All right. Yeah, sticks in here. Let's see. 2 of these. A lot of those. What's going good? We're building. We're just relaxing. We're chilling. We're building. Doing all the fun stuff of hardcore. About to make some cows. Going to a pen. Get some food. Get some leather. Oh. Another thing I should probably do soon is I should light this area up. It is not lit up in the slightest. And that's probably gonna get me killed. Okay. Probably a bit big. Right. Huh? I mean texture pack. Oh no, I'm using a texture pack. I've got some. Ooh. It's just, I kind of prefer the mostly vanilla look of the game. I do have some things, but, just, just enough to, like, the game looks mostly how it usually looks. Come on. Hey, man. I want to get into the pen. You want to get into the pen. You all love the pen. Okay, I need to find another cow. There should be one right over here. Two, actually. Very nice. A lot, actually. I don't really care about one right now. I'll stick to one. I mean, the thing about shaders is I don't really want to use them while I'm actively playing hardcore. I'll use them later when I'm looking at builds just to see if, like, just to make them look better. But while I'm actively playing, shaders can give me a slight false sense of security in terms of what's lit and what's not. So as much as, yes, they do look nice, I do need to be concerned about my my safety. So yeah, I'd love to, but also performance hit. They also got to worry about the performance hit that shaders give off. And also they don't work with NVIDIA, which I'm not using right now since NVIDIA's not updated yet. But when it does get updated, you'd have to get used to no shaders because I want my 64 chunk render distance. Alright, I think I need to go mine more stone. Did I breed you too? Yes, I did. I'm running out. On we go. Down the mine shaft we go. Alright. Gonna pick up some stone. Not a lot. Like 3 stacks is probably good enough. Favorite show was probably Gravity Falls. Favorite movie? I'd probably have to say, like, probably the Back to the Future trilogy. Like, if I had, like, I couldn't really pick one from the trilogy. They're all really good. Like, honorable mentions, I guess, would be like, The Incredibles is great. The SpongeBob SquarePants movie, that's one of the greatest. That's an amazing movie. I don't know. A lot of options there. None. Oh yeah, yeah. Took me a second to realize to like for that to click. Oop. Oop. Doo-doo. Doo-doo. Yes, I do. I've mostly done most of my VR sessions end up just being Beat Saber sessions, if I'm perfectly honest. Actually, I need some of that cobble. Two will do. But the last few times I tried to do VR, Steam VR just didn't register the fact that I had it on, like it was connected. Don't know why. Probably not a good thing. I don't know if it's my cats have been chewing at the cord. They might have. I doubt it. But there's a chance that while I've been in here, because I close the door when I leave, cats have just chewed at the cords. Probably not a good thing, but I don't think they've been doing that. Five blocks. Well, you can do that. You can do that normally. You can break 5 blocks in front of you. You can break up to 5 blocks in front of you normally. The reach. That's the other, like, if I ever do like a hardcore VR stream, it's definitely gonna be like I'm definitely gonna play it in a backup. Like, if I die in VR hardcore, if I play hardcore in VR, if I die in VR, I'm not gonna count it as like a death. Yeah. There are like some bite marks on my head, like on like the connection cord between the headset and the between the headset's part of the cable and like the other part of the cable. There are bite marks, which is not great. But yeah, as I was saying, if I were to do anything in hardcore in VR, like if I die in it, I'm doing it in a backup because Minecraft VR to me has been a little janky, and if I die in it, I wouldn't want to count that because it can be a little off at times. So, so like if anything were to happen in it, it would not count for anything hardcore, including deaths, or if I got like 13 Wither Skeleton Skulls, can't be transferred from like a backup of the world to the main world. I'm not. If I were to do VR, doesn't count for anything. It'd be more for like exploring the world, but I'd need more. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I don't really. I've played some horror games in VR. I played the FNAF game that came out. I think it was December. Yeah, it was December. I think it was fine. Had some spooky moments. But I wouldn't say it was that bad. If anything, it's just kind of like VR horror just has an easier time, I guess. So yeah, VR horror has a much easier time compared to like like standard horror, I guess. Like standard games. Simply because you're in it, it's gonna be scarier no matter what. Let's see. Okay. Down the line. Break that with my hand. That's fine. Do that. Yeah, VR horror, like, don't get me wrong, I love me good horror. It is one of my more personal favorite. Yeah, I'm playing Java. It is one of my more personal, favorite, like, genres. Horror is just kind of fun, but, one of the things where horror is kind of hard to actually achieve. It's one of those harder genres to actually pull off. Okay, there we go. Let's see. What was I doing? Oh, yes. Well, I'm gonna move that farm eventually. Yeah, if I do end up building like a farm area, I'll probably I'll build a windmill somewhere in this build at some point for some reason. Probably wouldn't know the full reason why just yet. I have to really think about it. I think as long as you own you own a copy of the game, you're fine. Like as long as you can own Bedrock and it can transfer over to Java, I believe. I think that. All right, I was gonna get glass panes. Right. I think you just would need the launcher, I believe. As long as you own you own Bedrock, you should be fine, I think. Math in my head. That was a fine amount of sand, but I'd want a little bit more anyway. I mean, I don't really need a cartography table right this second. Later on down the line, when I do make like the big old map of the place, maybe. But even though I don't think I'm gonna need it. But I kind of want like a multiple block map. I don't really need like a really zoomed out map. I would prefer it to be on the smaller scale, actually. Yeah, I used to when I was younger, but like, there's nothing really interesting there for me anyway. Like, back when I used to play it when I was younger, I would always play like this jailbreak game, Get Out, it was fun and all that, but like, I think, to my knowledge, there's only really like one majorly good game anymore, and I think it's Doors. I think that's kind of it at this point. Alright, well, while we wait for things to smelt, we should probably head down to the mines, I guess. I've been playing this game for about 9 years at this point. It's just a crazy thing to think about. It's like, in about August, it'll be about, yeah, in August it'll be like 9 years. So, here, something. There's definitely a cave somewhere near that ladder. So yeah, while we wait for things to smelt, I stretch my arms here. Let's see if we can just find some diamonds. One, two, three. Alright. Then we just break it. We go. I mean, I thought it was cool. It was fun. I bought it. And yeah. Well, actually, I actually didn't buy it, actually. Now that I think about it. Because when I bought it, I was a lot younger, obviously, and my mom bought it. So, yeah, my mom bought it for like 27 bucks. Best purchase ever. Wasn't my own, but definitely worth every cent of it. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Nope. Okay. This, but yeah. Had fun. Did a bunch of stupid stuff. I remember I used to build a lot of houses made out of diamond blocks. Used to suck at building. I still do, but I have acceptable levels of building skill. It's just one of those things where, like, yeah. But, I had a lot of fun. I remember way back, I used to build, like, these builds all the way down at Bedrock because I thought that was cool. Obviously in creative. And, like, they were awful. Like, again, they were at Bedrock, so I was extremely limited. But, you know, back then, I thought it was cool to build there. And I remember when, because I got, like, the Minecraft handbooks, if any of you remember those. I got them, and when it got to, like, the page of the Wither, I was like, I was always so scared of it. Like, it took me, I think, many months, if not, like, at least a year to summon it myself. Because this was back when I was a dumb, stupid child and didn't realize just how stupid the Wither can be. And I have played Fortnite. Not my cup of tea. I can understand why people love it. Again, it's not my cup of tea. Like, the only shooter game I've played that I've really enjoyed is TF2. But I kind of haven't been able to play that in a few weeks, actually. It seemed like the bots got a lot more aggressive once, like, fixed TF2 started up. But yeah, I remember being so scared to summon the Wither back in the day. Like, now, I don't care as much, like, because I'm not playing Bedrock, which means the Wither is so stupidly easy. Like, yeah, the Wither is so stupidly easy on Java compared to Bedrock. And, like, but yeah, the Fortnite is, like, I'm not the biggest fan. It's not my favorite game in the world. It's not really a game I can get into, but I understand why people like it. It's just not my cup of tea. Like, but, like, I guess when, like, people get, like, really annoying about it and just constantly talk about it, it gets kind of annoying, but, like, it has to be expected with... Oh, I keep forgetting I don't have better F3. And that's, like, just kind of expected with any popular thing. Like, I can guarantee you Minecraft was in a similar boat at, like, some point. And especially recently, when you really think about it. Like, when the game kind of got its revival, I can imagine it got really annoying for people who, like, weren't really into it. Like, yeah. It's just kind of the thing, like, every game's gonna have that experience. Like, any game that gets, like, stupidly popular. At this point... Waiting... What? Like, I just gotta wait for my pickaxe to break. Or I see diamond. One of the two. I'd like to see. I haven't played Among Us in so long. I did back when it was kind of popular, but I haven't played it in a long while. And I know the game's still getting updates. Like, but yeah, I haven't played it in so long. Like, I haven't played on the newest map. I didn't play like the April Fool's thing. I don't even think I have it installed at this point. Oh, Granny was a fun little mobile game. Like it was probably one of like the last major mobile games that was good. Because, you know, there was no ads. It was straight to the point. It was an actual game. Like, because mobile games now, like, all I interpret mobile games as is those stupid ads are like, you know, this game is not like, it's not like the other games where all the ads show a fake game and the real game's completely different. Yeah, sure, buddy. That's exactly why the visual style, like the actual gameplay, changes from thing. Like, I don't know. Like, I've been. I don't know what Goose Goose is, to be honest. Like, Goose Goose Duck. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I remember Granny actually being decent. Like, it was a little janky here and there, but it's like, at least it was a video game. That's more than what a lot of mobile games can say nowadays. Like, I get it. You gotta monetize somehow. You gotta make money, you gotta keep the lights on, but like, it can get a little exploitive. Oh, I gotcha. But like, because we've seen kind of like the rise of like gacha games, which is great. Love those. And you also got all of like the mobile games with all the fake ads that just don't play the way the game like the ads do. And you can very much tell because every single time they make an ad, the gameplay just changes ever so slightly where you can tell it's not real. It's like, I think my favorite one though from all those fake mobile game ads is the Hero War ads, because they constantly change. There is no like, the only consistency is that there's numbers. That's it. Yeah. Like, the only consistency with like Hero War ads is the fact that there are numbers. That's it. It's like, as much as it's funny to laugh at like the fake mobile game ads, it's like, it is a little sad because there are people that are clicking the ads. There are people that are actually like kind of falling for it. Because like, that's just the way things work. Like, there is not enough awareness anyone can raise. There will still be people who fall for everything. There'll still be people who fall for things, unfortunately, like, because that's just the way it works. I'm not going for a medieval town. It's just, I'm just using stone brick to start like the base of that house there. Like, the base of this building is stone bricked simply because, and I need something simple. All the other Like, I'm thinking at some point I'm gonna build apartments, and that will be like a lot of like the living in part of the build, because part of the whole thing is I need to make it look like people actually live in this town. Like, that's part of the build process. Okay. I don't really want to build a castle. Not really something I'm too interested in. Okay, door goes here. Floor. I don't what I want the second floor, like, floor to be. I want it to be like stripped oak. I love the look of stripped oak. It's a beautiful block. But first floor, I'm not sure. I'm probably gonna build like the actual like second floor for now. So let me go get some oak. I'll build up the actual floor, and I think that's probably a good place to call it. Going for about 2.5 hours. Not bad. Gonna spend some time off camera grinding, maybe actually making a proper Minecraft video. It's been so long. I'll need to remember how to do it. Chances are I'll probably just go kill the dragon again tonight. Like, at some point today, I'll go do that, get the thing over with. Just to say I got it over with. Just to be done with it. Because the opening to this game is slow. It's not slow if you know what you're doing. Yeah, it's been 2 hours. 2 hours of me just calmly building. Just relax. Just very, like, building is one of those things where you can just kind of get into the zone of it, and you just forget how much time flies. And like, but yeah, like I said, not really looking too forward to doing the end of the game. Like, to do the initial end raid, because the initial end raid, every single time, is just the worst part of, like, transitioning from the early game, from, like, mid-game to late game. The initial end raid is just, it just takes forever, and there's a good chance that I'm just going to wait for the NVIDIA to get updated so I can have my 64 chunk render distance. Because, boy, I want it. I want my 64 chunks to make it easier to find things. I think I used spruce for, like, the second floor of this building. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I don't remember. Alright. I'm probably going to call it after I put in this floor here. Okay. Well, the flag's probably going to be one of the last things I build. I'm going to focus on, like, the buildings first. Especially around this town square area. The focus of, like, my off-camera work is going to be going and beating the game again. I don't feel like doing that. I don't feel like doing that again on camera. Everybody knows how it goes. You go get blazes, you go get ender pearls. You get full diamond, you're just... Everybody knows how this game goes. Like, if I end up making an actual proper Minecraft video, there is a good chance I'm gonna open it with, like... It's gonna be the progress flag. Progress pride flag, if you've ever seen it. It's like... It's got the normal rainbow, it's got black and brown stripe, it's got the 3, like, colors of the trans flag, and it's got the intersex. stuff on it. It's gonna be waving high. But there's a good chance, if, like I said, if I make a video of this, there is a good chance I'm gonna open it saying I did a little off-camera grinding as the dragon's dying behind me. There's a good chance I'm just gonna do that. Because I've no-hit the dragon fight before. I actually did it in the last stream. So, good chance that's gonna happen. Like, we'll have like the big ol' explosion of the dragon dying and like cut to me. Like I did a little off-camera grinding. But the thing is, like I said, before the end, before I do anything in the end, I want to wait till my till NVIDIA gets updated, which is one of my main mods. Because without it, end rating's gonna suck. Because what NVIDIA allows me to do is it allows me to have a stupidly high render distance, like even higher than the game's normal limit, which is 32. Like that's stupidly high render distance. Combine that with the fact that the game doesn't lag with that stupidly high render distance. So if I were to bump it up to 32 right now, the game would lag pretty badly. Not pretty badly, since I've kind of loaded this area up. But the game wouldn't be happy. Quite honestly, it's like, I'm gonna get all of my mods back as they update. So I'm slowly gonna get back to where we were mod-wise as well. It's like... So, I think Camera Utilities is probably gonna be updated soon. That's a well-used mod. I think NVIDIA is probably gonna be updated soon as well. Yeah. It's just some mods I'd like to get going sooner than others. But we still gotta wait for it. Like, the update literally just came out yesterday. Things take time. Okay. I swear if my axe breaks before I'm done stripping in here, I'm not gonna be pleased. I gotta go get another axe. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Yeah. But, one thing really good about getting the actual builds going is I'll be able to make a organized storage chest a lot sooner, because I'll have the buildings to put them in. In the last world, it was not organized in the slightest. Up here. Boop, 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 doop, 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 doop. There. Doop. Okay. I think that's a good place to call it. I'll get the cows going again. I left them so long that the young one grew up. Didn't want to do that. I have to keep my eye on them so I can get them going. I don't imagine I'll wait till I get to the stronghold to get my books for my enchantment table. Alright. Doop, 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 and doop. Alright. Let me dump crap into the chest. Oop. Road building crap goes in here. Alright. Get a running start. And, oop. Come on. There we go. Ah. I'm going to do the grinding probably later tonight. Next streams will be next week at some point. However, I'm probably only going to do 2 next week. 'Cause I am busy IRL. I got something going on IRL that I need to deal with. But it's also, I really like the blurring. This is a neat feature. I've been playing on 1.20.4 this whole time, like for the past few weeks. Haven't really looked at the blur. It looks nice. I think this is a good place to call it. Hope you all had a fun time. Hope you all had a good time. See you all next week. Probably. Hopefully. I gotta make the thumbnails. I haven't made them yet. I usually make them like a week in advance. Okay, bye. Let me get the music up. I forgot to do that. Hold on. Oop. Get that out. Ooh, let me just... Here, I'll leave you with ominous music. Bye.